that business thing you did not fail because it was a bad idea. It failed because no one really cared about it. Hi, I'm Jasmine. Welcome to My Millennial Perspective, where I share my views on things that I see happening in business here in Australia and all across the globe, and give my unique millennial perspective of what I think could be happening. And as you guys know, if you've been tuning into my videos for a while, I love a poll and I love getting a little bit of a litmus test of what's going on out there in the universe. And I asked the very question this week of what happens, what is the biggest failing that happens after a project goes live? And before I jump into the results, projects are everywhere, whether it's a tech project or a reorg or a process change, a merger or acquisition. If you are doing something for a finite period of time, it is a project, and they're happening left, right, and center, some really well, some not so much. But to this day, and I've looked at the stats for the past 5 to 6 years, 70% of projects fail. And there's a whole stack of reasons as to why. But in the poll, I asked people for why they thought that projects weren't successful after go live happens. And unlike other polls, and I do polls all the time, this one had almost even results as to the reasons of the 4 options as to why people thought that go live was not successful. And the first one was leadership checking out. You know, we've done the thing, see you later, on to the next one. That was option number 1, and almost 25% of the outcome. The next one was people just falling back into the old habits of workarounds, whether they were the existing ones or new ones. They're really just not, adopting that new process or that new piece of technology. The third option was change fatigue and burnout. People are just a little tired and they just don't care really about what you've done. And so too tired to care. And then the last thing was poor system design. And when I look at all of these results, at first I was quite surprised that it was almost a 25% split across the 4 options. But when I reflect on it, not so surprised, because they all tell me that we just did not bring people on the journey. Whether that was getting the requirements to start with, whether that was checking in with customers or our employees to see what ideas they have or what their pain points are, whether it was when the project was up and running and we just didn't engage people early enough for them to care and feel like they had a voice, whatever it is a surefire way to have really low adoption and really low utilization of whatever it is you're rolling out. And it doesn't have to just be tech, right? It can be any change to a system. So a reminder, humans are not resistant to change. They are resistant to things being forced on them and without it having a clear message of what's in it for me and why are we doing this. So not surprised by those results, but I'm really keen to hear what you think as to why projects aren't really successful after go live. Let me know what you think.